Alright guys, so in the last video I had you go ahead and write this out, just like almost like a comic strip. This is a kernel essay, alright? So now we're going to go back and we're going to add some details to make it really, really good, alright? So just like when we wrote our expository text about what animal we would be and why, you need to also have a hook, a good introduction to start off your story. To make sure you have an entertaining beginning, guys, you need to, it's kind of the same thing. You need to grab that reader's attention. You can do this with dialogue, which we haven't learned much about. You can do it with something interesting, like an interesting action happening, or feelings, or even a sound just to grab their attention. I'm going to start mine with how it felt to get into that water, the feeling, okay, in the morning. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to literally draw an arrow, okay, because this is going to go before I write this, because this is my introduction, and I'm going to write, this is what I want to as my first sentence, so I'm going to put first, okay, and I'm going to say, burr, okay, the cool ocean water was refreshing and a little shocking. Okay, we were all warm, asleep, and we woke up, got in the water, and whew, kind of takes your breath away, right? All right, so burr, the cool ocean water was refreshing and a little shocking, okay? Now, then this first one, just like in our kernel essay, we need to tell where we were. We need to add a little bit more probably to the setting to let people know who was there, where were we, just really let them understand where we are so they can feel like they're also there with us, okay? So I need to tell them a little bit more before I get to this, right? So I'm going to come down here, and this is why I said a big piece of paper helps. Because you saw I tried to do it on my notebook paper, and it was a little messy. So you might use 2 pieces of notebook paper. So the second thing I would like to say after this is what we were doing. Okay, I'm going to change this up a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to say we were camping 20 miles down the beach on the national seashore. Okay, I have let people know we are far, far, far down the beach. Okay, we're on the national seashore. And now I'm going to set the tone a little bit more and give them a little bit more information. Okay, I'm going to tell them, this kind of gives you an idea of where we were. Were no bathrooms, no showers, and our cell phones did not work. Okay, the park rangers actually told us if we had an emergency, then we needed to climb up into the sand dunes and hold our phone up above our head and hope that somebody would hear it, okay, and hope it would work. Or get in our car, if we were hurt bad enough, get in our car and start driving until we got cell service. It was pretty scary where we were. Okay, so we were out in the middle of nowhere. All right, so far I have burr, the cool ocean water was refreshing and a little shocking. We were camping 20 miles down the beach on the national seashore. There were no bathrooms, no showers, and our cell phones didn't work. So now, Lynn, this is the third thing I'm going to say. One morning at sunrise, I'm going to take the camping part out because I already told you I was camping. One morning at sunrise, my family decided that will sound better. Decided to take a morning swim. Okay? And it's okay as you go to change up your kernel essay a little bit. But don't change it a lot, just when you add detail to it. So right here where it says we were camping, well, I gave you more information about that. Okay, I added more detail to it. Now, I said my family was there, right? My family. I'm going to now add right here in between before I get to this one, I'm going to add my fourth detail. Okay, and I'm going to tell you who in my family. Okay, so I'm going to say my husband, comma, Ty, Willow, and Aria were all there. Okay. Now, when you get to what happened first, okay, this is where you want to build some suspense. You want to have the reader on their toes, really in these two boxes right here, and you want to let them know we're about to get to this main event, to find out why this story is so awesome to tell, okay? So, I'm going to add, we've been learning about some figurative language. We've been talking about similes, we've been talking about personifications, and I tried to think about that as I was adding in my details to see if I could do what the authors, the amazing authors we've been reading about, see if they could, I could kind of model what they do, okay? So instead of saying the water was calm, all right, I want to show that with some figurative language. So I'm going to change this right here. Okay, I'm going to change this. Now, the fifth thing I'm going to say is that morning, there were almost no waves. Okay? Now I'm going to describe that, and I'm going to do it with a simile. So I'm going to come back down here and say, okay, the sixth thing I want to say, and I'm writing them in order like this because when I go back to write my actual rough draft, it will be easier for me to follow it. Okay? All right, so the sixth thing, I'm going to put a simile here. The water was so calm, it was like looking in a mirror. Okay? So I compared the water to a mirror using the word like. That's my simile. Okay? It's like looking in a mirror. Now, we've been to the ocean a lot. We've been to the ocean a lot. And I want to add a little suspense here by pointing out that this was different than normal. So right here in between, before I get to my next event, I'm going to say, we had never seen the ocean like that before. We knew it was a special morning. It was really weird. It was like being at a lake. It was so calm. Okay, so that was my seventh thing, right? Okay, so now I'm ready to share this one, what happened next. We saw, I'm going to put then, I like that word, then, that's a good transition word. Then we saw a huge fin come out of the water and scare us. I don't want to just say that it scared us. I'm going to take that off. I want to show that it scared me. Okay? So I'm going to add something instead of that. So for my ninth thing, I want to put, it's a personification. Okay? I'm going to put our hearts jumped out of our chests. Okay, hearts really don't jump, right? People jump. Okay, but they jumped out of our chest. And why? Because our first thought was that it was a shark. Okay, see how I'm building the suspense? You don't know what it is. It could have been a shark, okay? I'm not telling you yet, okay? Now, what happened last? This is where I'm going to come up with that solution to this problem we're having in the middle here. Okay, so for the 10th thing right here, this will be our 10th. It's a lot. I'm going to put to our surprise, a pod of dolphins began playing around us. Okay? Now, I want to tell also, remember, it's really good to add in your feelings. I'm going to tell how that made us feel. So this is going to be my 11th thing. We were a little nervous because dolphins are bigger than you think. But we stayed really still. We were just thankful for the moment that was given to us. Okay, because we knew that was something special. I've been going to the beach for a long, long time, and at that time I was probably 31, 32 years old, and I had never seen anything like that, okay? So I knew it was really, really special to have that happen to us. So now's when I'm going to talk about what I learned or what I noticed, okay? So I'm going to put at the beginning, we learned that being in nature with your family is a great opportunity to make special moments. And that'll be how I end it. That'll be my 12th thing. Now, I know this is a lot, and it's going to take you some time. So I'm going to give you today, and I'm going to give you, Friday. So Thursday and Friday to get this done. Okay, just your sloppy plan. And I know it looks kind of crazy, but I promise, if you list your first, second, third, fourth, kind of in order like this, when you go to write that rough draft, it's going to be a lot easier. Okay, so I'm going to give you Thursday and Friday to get this part done.